Right then, Freaky Friday. It's currently going on 8 o'clock. Why am I sitting here in the lounge? Because Kenny has the day off because he did something stupid. Yep. Kenny took a vacation day today for no reason. So I was trying to use up my vacation for the rest of the year before the end of the year, before it reboots, right? Reloads. And I sat down with my desktop calendar and I had 3 days left. So I put in my requests for those 3 days, or so I thought. Well, the app that we have on the phone, our time clock employee portal kind of thing, whatever it is not so easy to use. If you want to request days off, you literally have to pay attention. Otherwise, you will screw things up like I did. So when you open up the portion of the app where you're asking for vacation time, it automatically defaults to the current month. If you want to request a vacation in the future, cat's on a tear, you have to manually advance through the months until you get to the month you want and then make your day selections for those days. So I was planning ahead for Thanksgiving because that falls on a Thursday in November, and Christmas, which falls on a Thursday in December. So I wanted the following Friday off. And in the case of Christmas, I wanted Christmas Eve day off as well. So there's my 3 days. So I go into the app and I start the process, requesting days off. I got the Friday after Thanksgiving correct. I got the Friday after Christmas correct. But when I went to ask for Christmas Eve day off, every time I put in a day request and I submit that, it resets itself and goes back to the current month. So here it is, October 24th, and I didn't advance it to December 4th or 24th, and I asked for the 24th of October off. FML. So I get up this morning, shit, shower, and shave, put my uniform on, grab my work phone, open up my route for the day, and it says no route information available. I'm like, what? Something's wrong with the app. Something's wrong with the phone. So I did a hard reset on the phone. I power it back up. I log back into my route. No route available. I'm like, did I get fired? And I just don't know it? What's going on? Usually when a company fires an employee, they fire them on a Friday, and usually at the end of their workday, so they get the full week out of them without the person knowing that they're going to get canned, and then they call you into the office at the end of the Friday and say, well, we're sorry, you got to go. Meanwhile, you've put in a good week's worth work, not knowing that your head was on the chopping block. So that thought went through my mind. And then I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I wonder if I mistakenly got my vacation request wrong. So I went upstairs, I looked at my paper calendar, I opened up the portion of the of the app on the phone, the vacation section, and looked at the dates that I was approved for vacation. And sure enough, I asked for today off. And the Friday after Thanksgiving, which I got correct, and the Friday after Christmas, which I got correct. But I asked for today off instead of Christmas Eve. So here I sit. No plan. Didn't want to take today off. I had my remaining 3 days planned out, what I was going to do. Ugh. Well, it just so happens it's shaping up to be a nice day. It's very cold outside. It's in the 30s. Scrunchy just left. She has frost on her windows. It's Friday, so I'm getting a 3-day weekend. I'm going to make good use of it then. So my plan is to go out in the garage and start organizing that garage better to facilitate moving around in bay number 1 when I need to build the shop. That's a pretty big deal. So what I have to do is clean out bay number 2 better than what it already is. And by that I mean I'm going to relocate Thundertoad, the little Argo. I'm going to push him out of the garage and park him out in the yard. Cover him up with a board and a tarp for the winter, or until the shop is done. I'm going to move the lawnmower tractor out there, cover it up with a tarp, so it's out of the garage. I'm going to take the items that I want to sell on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm going to relocate those to, I'm going to take the winter tires for the Jeep, because it's almost time to put those on. I'm going to relocate those outside and cover them up with the cover, so those are ready to go. I'm going to take the items for Facebook that I want to sell on Marketplace, and I'm going to stage those in front of the bass boat. That'll open up the middle bay pretty good. And then I'm going to take most of the stuff from the shop bay that's in a pile in the center of the room, and I'm going to slide it over into bay number 2. I'm going to move everything from bay number 1, the best I can, into bay number 2 and open up bay number 1, which is the shop. That'll give me room to get up and down on ladders to insulate the ceiling. That'll give me room to do the walls, install the lighting, the outlets, all insulate, all that other stuff, and build the dividing wall between bay number 1 and bay number 2. So everything in bay number 1 has to get slid over into bay number 2 to open up bay number 1, so I have room to move. And then, oh snap, once I build that wall, I'll have to move everything for the shop that's in bay number 2 out the overhead door, around the corner, through the overhead door into bay number 1. That'll be a pain in the ass. Unless I put that up in the lab, I have a glass double set of doors in that room for whatever reason. That I'm going to take apart and install in the shop in that new wall. So there's a way to get from the shop into the main garage without having to go out the overhead door and lose all my heat if I have to do that in the winter. If I want to go into the wood shop, that's where the wood shop's going to be, along that new wall, leaving enough space for Scrunchy to park her car in there, which would be perfect because there's a floor drain in bay number 2. And if her car decides it wants to drip shit and drain, it'll go down that floor drain. So that's perfect. But those double doors that are up in the lab upstairs, those are going to get taken apart and installed in that divider wall between the shop at bay number 2 so I can go from bay number 1 into bay number 2. If I want to do a woodworking project or something like that, I don't have to roll up the overhead doors, lose all my heat. I can go from one place to another seamlessly. So, yeah, lots to do. In addition to lots to do down at the trailer yet. So since I inadvertently took a vacation day today, and I have a 3-day weekend, today is going to be spent out in the shop getting that all lined up. And then tomorrow, I'll be going down to the trailer to drop the sink, the kitchen sink in, and get that all hooked back up so that I can have that part of the project done. Yep. All right. Rob just tried to call. He doesn't learn. Although he probably thinks it's 7:45, he probably thinks I'm already at work already. But I told him, don't call me when I'm driving into work. I usually have wheels rolling out of here about 7 o'clock. Yeah, don't call when I'm driving. I got to focus. Yesterday, when I was going into work, I almost hit a deer. And thanks to Rob's brake job on the Jeep, I was able to stop. If that hadn't have been done, I would have had a problem. Now Scrunchy's trying to call. Well, I better answer that one because she might have a mechanical problem. So I'll be right back.